What's going on, guys? Applesauce here today. And today I want to talk about defense. I want to talk about what goes into getting top ranks. I want to talk about the ins and outs. I just want to talk about everything defense, give you guys a rundown, kind of what I've experienced and what's going on out there, and where I started and how it's going. I also want to talk about that I hit rank two last night. So I ended up actually getting to rank two last night, which was really exciting. I know my previous title says I hit rank 10, but I actually ended up hitting rank two. And I posted the video before I even hit rank two, but I was pretty excited about that. Of course, it didn't hold, but I was just stoked to have rank two for at least a little bit. I also wanted to show guys my offense. I've been absolutely crushing it lately on offense. Back to back 320s. I mean, this might have been my fourth day in a row of hitting 320. I didn't do too great today on defense. I used a rage invis base, which I'll show. It really didn't do all that great. So, I mean, honestly, when you get to the higher ranks, like invis bases, which I'm going to talk about, just usually aren't meta. Sometimes they are, but typically no. Typically, they just get absolutely crushed in the higher ranks. So I'll go over that today, though. But I mean, I did really good yesterday with plus 52, and then I tried a little bit of a different base just to see if it'd work, and I got crushed. But guys, if you like this kind of content and you don't want to just see me hit Legend League, please let me know. I'm going to show the attacks that I did today and kind of as background while I explain. But if you guys do like this kind of content, please let me know and I'll continue making stuff like this. I mean, if you guys just want to see Legend League attacks, I'll do Legend League attacks. But let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. Okay, guys, let's talk about defense. So, defense is 50% of Legend League. So, you get 8 attacks, 8 defenses a day. So with those 8 defenses, that's where you can gain a lot of your trophies. If you attack better than you defend, then you're going to gain trophies every day. So I think it's very important to talk about defense and how I've achieved my ranks with the defense, and what I do and where I started and how it all happened. So um, let me start off by talking about the beginning of my Legend League journey. So when I first started getting into Legend League, I was just using any old base. I was using whatever, I was copying maybe a clan mate that looked cool. I found a good players, I'd copy theirs. And then you notice you're just getting absolutely crushed as you climb up a little bit. So in the beginning of Legend Leagues, like in the lower leagues, it's a lot of lower players, and pretty much any base is honestly going to work down there. Some work better than others. I actually recommend like a double invis or some sort of invisible base because that seems to trick up a lot of people in the lower leagues. But in the higher leagues, that will get absolutely crushed. So I started pushing and I couldn't get top 1000. I mean, I started eventually copying bases from YouTube. So if you type in Legend League bases on YouTube, you'll be able to find some bases. And those bases are okay. And so those helped me get closer to the top 1000. I mean, I was placing top 5,000, top 10,000. So those bases helped. But when I really started pushing, and where I got my really good ranks is when I would join actually Discord servers, and there would be subscription based uh, bases. So you join a Discord, you pay a monthly fee, and you get bases, and you're gonna get base every day, every 2 days. You're gonna get fresh bases, and that this is what really helped me get top 1000. And I don't think most people can do it with just any old bases. You really need good bases if you want to achieve the highest ranks, if that's your goal. So these subscription services, I mean, can be anywhere from three to honestly $30 a month for some of them. It just depends on how exclusive some of these are, or who's the base builder, or some people just want to charge a lot, and some are better than others. So I'll actually link one in the description, and I'll throw it in the comments as well. There's someone in my clan, in the Spartan clan, who does this. So I'll throw theirs. That's the one I'm currently using. So I get all my bases from him. It's I think his is $5 a month, but he also has free bases on there. So you guys are welcome to get some free bases on there. And then there's the paid one for the even better bases. So this, paying for bases is honestly how most players achieve top ranks. Now, they could build their own bases, and some of the top players do build their own bases. Now, the reason I don't build my own bases is because it takes too long. Building your own base for me it would take 2 hours, and it's not going to be nearly as good as someone who does this all the time. So, I stopped building bases. I tried, and then I built a crappy base that I just get absolutely crushed. And I'm like, all right, I just wasted 2 hours of my life I can't get back. So now I've just resorted to, okay, I'll pay the $3 a month and I'll get bases, or $5 a month, or $30 a month, whatever it is to get the bases. So, I mean, it's I think a lot better to have a trusted source of someone who really knows what they're doing to build bases, and that's honestly what all I would guarantee about 95% of the players all do some sort of base building, or have some sort of subscription services. It's just what everyone does. So yeah, building your own is just going to take too long, and honestly, it's not what all the top players do. Um, Another thing that's very important to note is if you really want to push high in the leagues, you can't keep the same base. So, what I mean by this is like what works good one day, 2 days later is going to get crushed. And the reason being is because people learn how to attack that base and then it gets destroyed. You'd call it like a burnt base, right? So the reason I don't trust the YouTube bases all the time is because those are already bases that have been out there for maybe 5 days to a week. People have seen these bases and they know these bases, they know how to attack these bases, they've got to FC these bases. So, they're going to crush these bases when they see them. And so if you really want to be competitive and you want to push the higher ranks, I mean, that's why you need some sort of base building service, and you can't keep the same base. So, a lot of the top players are really reluctant to share their bases. They don't want to just share their bases with everyone because what ends up happening is people copy that base, they send it to their friends copy that, and then all of a sudden, everyone's using that base, and everyone has that base, and everyone knows how to attack that base. So, when I don't share some of my bases, if I do, I couldn't use that base anymore. I mean, a base, honestly, right now in its current state is good for maybe 3 days. But if I share it, it's no longer good at all because everyone will have it. They'll know the traps, they'll know how to attack it, and it just gets shared around. And I don't blame anyone for doing it. You see someone's going to post a base, oh, I'll copy it. And so a lot of top players are really reluctant to share bases, and myself included. I want to help people, but at the same time, if I'm trying to push Legend Leagues myself, I can't do it, and I can't use my bases, especially if I'm paying for some sort of base service. Uh, I would say most of the time, if not all the time, it's against their terms of service. So you do want to be careful about that. But another factor I want to talk about is the luck factor in Legend League. So you got to get lucky and have bad attackers. All right. So what I mean by this is if Billy Bob is attacking your base versus some professional esports player, okay, Billy Bob, who's probably drunk and probably attacking with his eyes closed, is not going to do nearly as well as the professional esports player who's going to crush your base. No matter what base you put in front of the esports player, there's a really good chance they're going to just destroy your base. Whereas if you get Billy Bob Joe attacking your base, he's probably gonna mess up, especially on an easier base he'll mess up, on a harder base he'll mess up. So sometimes you get really unlucky days, and you get some really good attackers attacking your base, and it may have been a good base, but it gets wrecked because you have good attackers attacking you. And so as you climb up the ranks of Legend League, especially in the top 1,000, you can't expect to get minus 250, minus 260. You're going to get minus 300, and that's going to be a good day. That's going to be a good day at the top league, and there's some days where you get really good days. It just depends on really who's attacking your base. I mean, if some esports pro is attacking your base, it's going to get destroyed. And so one thing I got to remind myself is not to get discouraged with, a base. So like one day I'll have the base and it'll go minus 250, right? I'll use that same base that next day, minus 320. It gets all the attacks are 3 stars against it. It it's just a matter of who's actually attacking your bases. So, um, you know, it's a tough one there. What I want to talk about as well is win trading. So, at the top ranks of Legend League, there's win traders. And so what this is these are people who will pay money for people to fail on their base. I know it sounds crazy, but someone will offer, I'm making up an amount here, $20. And if you get a 0 star or a 1 star on my base, I'll give you $20. Maybe I'll give you $40. It entirely depends. But people pay people to fail on their bases. Now, this is a well-known player, and maybe this bot on this Discord app was wrong, and maybe this person really didn't get my 0. But really suspicious when they're just getting my 0. Oh, random disconnect. Oh, they're number 2 in the world and they're getting a random disconnect. Really, really weird. So, not saying this person in particular is cheating, but I'm saying it's out there and players are doing it. And so, I mean, I just kind of want to bring up this screenshot just to kind of talk about it. That is a thing going on. I've never done it. I achieved all my ranks legit, never once win traded, and no one's gonna have proof of otherwise because it never happened. Okay, guys. Next, I want to talk about traps. So there is a way to defend at these top ranks, and that's having really good trap placement. So here, I just want to show a quick video of this guy. In our clan who got his RC smoked by traps here. So I'll talk about this a little bit more too about how to place traps, where to place them, and what to look for. So, okay, right here, this guy's going to RC charge right into here. So, the defender did a really good job and knows most people are going to be right-handed, and they're just going to. This is a very comfortable spot for people to drop their RC. So he knows, all right, a lot of people are going to drop their RC here. I'm going to bait this. They're going to bait this, put all their traps here. And so let's just see how this goes. So RC's going to push in here. It's got the Fox, and all these Teslas pop, and all these giant bombs start going off, and these little bombs start going off. Everything's going off here. And so this RC, it's got health now, but the Fox is getting a little lower here. And, the attacker here just wasn't expecting all this. Now the tornado trap hits, and it spins the RC out of the invisibility. And now we're going to see a bomb just smoked her and she's dead just like that. So having traps like this can make a difference in defense, where you can get a really good defense if you can take out their RC, and then they won't have it for the push, and their attack could go really wrong. Okay, guys, and if you guys like this video, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything I missed that you guys want me to talk about, I mean, also let me know in the comments, or you guys can join my Discord and ask those questions to me. I'm a pretty open book, and I'm willing to share, whatever information I can with you guys. So just let me know what you guys think, and if you have any questions, just shoot it in the comments. But thanks for watching, guys.